Hello everybody, it is Christine. It's time for a scrapbook process video, and it is Iron Crafters, and I'll have a link below for everybody playing along. And you guys, I will take the blame for this month's challenge. Tara and I were chatting, and I forget the specifics. I don't know if she had one picked out or she was kind of making the comment. She's like, oh, I need an idea or something. I don't remember exactly what happened, but I said something about and I don't remember, again, I don't remember the exact conversation, but we ended up, and I said something like using 50 enamel dots, and she's like, 50? And I said, well, yeah, because if you look, this is actually a little bit longer sheet. The normal sheet's somewhere like this on pretty much any given manufacturer. And I'm like, there's 60 on any given sheet. So if you just use one sheet, you know, you're good to go. You've used 50 enamel dots. And so she's like, okay. And then I noticed in some of the comments on the Facebook group, they're like, oh, no. So I pulled out this one just because it does have, there were 75. I've used a whole row. No, wait, let me think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like 15 on each row. That's 75 in this little section. There's obviously 4 missing. So let's say there's 71. So I don't even have to use this whole sheet and I'll still get 50. So then I thought to myself, okay, what do you want to do? And I thought, you know, tone on tone or like color on color is really kind of pretty. So I pulled this out because I think this will work. Actually, there's a lot of shiny stuff, so my apologies. Let me move this. Let me pull this out. And what I mean by that is, well, I said that. Let's just do that. I'm thinking about taking, like, you know, the blue and going up the blue or something. The green, going up the green, yellow. Now, it's not exactly a perfect match. There's the orange, but it's close. It's not so far off it's going to look ridiculous. Now, that all being said, I've got the rest of this kit here. This was, what is this? Echo Park or Simply Stories. Simple Stories. And I think I got this. I got it as a Scrap Room Flavors of the Month, and I know that because I got 2 pieces of cardstock. And I have a couple sheets. I have this piece of paper left, and I have this piece of paper left. I don't think I'll use this set because it's a tad busy. I say that. That could be cute, though. I might end up using some of that because I could even put some enamel dots on there. I have the sticker sheet, which came as an embellishment. Oh, I have this too. Oh, y'all, I got plenty. I don't know why I'm acting like that. I'm crazy. Okay, so I got plenty to work with, I guess is the point. I kind of want to use this. I did use the other half of this on another layout. Maybe I'll do it this way. I'm kind of liking this. Do I want to use the light? I feel like yes, because I think the colors will pop. And then I also picked up at the Paige Evans, there's a little store set up there, and she had these as little bundles, and I picked that up because there's a little bundle already, and it has all the things. So, actually, this has enamel dots too. Maybe I'll use these instead, now that I say that, because it has enamel dots. You know what? Let's set these aside. Maybe I'll use them both, y'all. What, should I do 100 and, like, totally go over the top? Maybe. So, and I have a little bit of ephemera. So my picture here is actually, I took it of the board when we were heading to, so I may have to do something to show that, not that, because this one here is kind of a mess in the sense of like, that's not the flight we were on. We were on this flight and it was on time. We were heading to the UK. So maybe I'll even, I don't know, cover that up. I don't know, because I don't want this to kind of pop. That's not really the point of the thing. It's this one. We'll see what I can do here. But anyway, the whole point is using enamel dots, right? Okay, so let me get started. I think I'm going to cut this down. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to mount it on the blue just because I do enjoy framing. But then I'd have to like, well, maybe I will. Actually, that could be really pretty. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. Maybe I'll take the stamps and put it across the deal. That could be cute. Cover that up. Okay, let me do a little trimming here, and I will be back on in just a minute. And by the way, yes, Miss Saturn is visiting. She's over here. She wanted some attention. So hopefully I can get some stuff done. All right, be back in a second. All righty, you guys. If you can tell, I have trimmed down the white paper to fit inside the blue cardstock. And I have got the, like, starburst color ray or whatever already glued down on the white. And then what I decided to do, I've mounted my photo. I've got a white cardstock and then a blue cardstock. And then I've decided that this strip of postage stamps would be a perfect way to cover up that yellow, like, delayed flight, and then also be, like, underlining the flight that we're taking. So that's going to cut across the middle of my photo by design. So I cut the little stamps, and it's going to go all the way across, too, by the way. I'm going to kind of ooze out the framing, if you can tell there. So the little postage stamp is going to go all the way across, and it's going to go underneath Manchester, UK. So that's where I'm going to do that. Now, the first thing I do, well, so y'all don't know this, but I had run over to the computer and I actually typed my journaling for this, and I'll read it to you in just a second. I typed it because I wanted it to go underneath this photo, but then I forgot that I did it, or had forgotten, you know, the size of it or whatever. And so I started gluing this thing down, and I was actually going to leave the white map stuff originally showing under the 2 green pieces. And then I realized, oh shoot, I need to get my journaling on there. I better not do that. Let me cut my journaling up. So I did print it on a piece of like printer paper first, just to make sure the size would work. And then I reprinted it on a piece of white cardstock. I don't do this very often, and I don't really know why. It actually allows me to write my whole story. I think sometimes I don't journal like a whole story because I get tired of writing. I don't know. I guess I'm just lazy now because of the computer, but, and I journal in a notebook and stuff like that all the time. So maybe I just get tired. I don't know. But anyway, so I typed up my journaling. Okay, this is where I want it to go. At first I was going to leave it. I don't know what I was thinking, to be frank with you. I was going to leave it just on the white cardstock. And then I realized that is not going to look right. But first I did see this little border sticker, this little scallop border sticker. And I thought this could be really cute. It's not quite across the entire, even 11¼ inch, or 11½ inch paper. I was actually a little bit annoyed by that because I thought, darn it, if that was 11½ inch, but it's just a hair off. So I do have to go ahead and cut the little strip underneath the photo to split it. It's not a huge deal, but it just is like, man, that would have been perfect if it went to the framed out bit there. So I'm going to put that down there, and then I will put the journaling down. And I'm looking at the journaling and I'm going, okay, you're not looking good to me. You need a piece of cardstock behind you. And so I'm going to go ahead and grab the blue cardstock again. Actually, I may do that after this. I don't know if I've decided yet. I think I start pulling stuff out first. I do really love this camera, this really big camera with the bow on it. It was kind of perfect. And here's why. I'll tell you, I'm going to read the journaling to you, and then you'll get a sense of why I chose like some cameras and stuff. So we were so, this is the journaling. We were so excited for this trip to England where Brooke was going to play soccer. Our flight out of Dallas stopped in Chicago and then on to Manchester. The photo here is from the airport board showing our flight number and time. But the funny part is when we landed in England. As a scrapbooker, I'm all about the photos, and it never occurred to me that I shouldn't be taking photos inside the customs area. Oops, I was having the family pose and taking photos when a customs officer came over. I thought I was going to get arrested. He made me delete every photo I had taken there, which made me a bit sad. Hence, no arrival photos. So that's the point of the... I wanted to tell that story at some point because it was so funny. My husband was not happy with me. And of course, I have no photos to document it because they made me delete them all, which made me hurt my feelings, but that's okay. All right, so what I've got is I got the big camera there with the bow, and then there was like an Instax or Kodak, what do you want to call that thing with the little Polaroid deal coming out. I put that on the right-hand side. The title's just going to be fun because it was in the ephemera, and I thought that's cute. And then I'm going to end up pulling out several stickers and several like other bits and pieces. So I'm going to end up with a little binder clip that says Travelogue. That's going to go next to fun. This little sticker here is like, it says travel notes with a passport and stuff, and that seemed perfect. This little thing that says, let's see the world. I'm going to make that kind of wind in through the ribbon of that camera. And the whole point is I got the little arrow there pointing to the Manchester. And I say arrow, the little airplane, the paper airplane is pointing to Manchester. And then on the right-hand side over there, I'm actually going to find another sticker that says, say cheese. And I'll put that, actually I also find some flowers. I'm going to put some little flowers on that side. There they are. There's little flowers. I will come back in off camera. I will add a little bit of foam behind the tops of the flowers, the top of the like little Instax photo. I'll add under fun. I'm going to put some foam squares. Under the like left edge of the camera is going to get some foam. So just imagining all the different little pieces. The top of that little binder clip right there is going to get a little bit of foam. I'm going to put that little tiny airplane there, the top part of it up on foam. So just imagine all different little levels of these various different little pieces here. They're going to go up on foam. I go through this ephemera. I think I pull out one more piece, which is... I don't think I'm going to do that right now, though. I'm going to pull out one more little paper airplane, but that's going to be, I think, as I'm picking it up, if I'm honest. I'm looking at a few different pieces thinking, can I use these? I didn't care for them. The little rush. There was actually a ton of little hearts and things like that, but because we're going to be using the enamel dots in a minute, I didn't pull those out. There's that sticker that says, say cheese. That's going to end up on foam as well. Let me see, what have I got going on here? Yeah, I'm going to put that on foam, though. I kind of mess with it. Where's it going to go? I don't think I see anything else that I add, honestly, from the stickers or the ephemera at this point. I don't think. I thought this... Oh, I take it back. There's escape. There's a little wordy bit that says, tabby that says escape. And that's going to go on the left-hand side of the journaling. I tried to put like some little pins or some little geotags or something on the journaling. And I didn't care for how that was going to end up looking. You'll see me try it. And then I'll put it back. I'll go, no, I don't care for that. That's not going to... That doesn't float my boat, you guys. So I'll try a few little things, but that's not going to be what happens. So after I do all this, okay, this is where everything is going to lay. So I'm going to go off camera. I'll glue everything down. I don't make you sit there and painstakingly watch me do that. Just know that it took me a few minutes because I did put foam under a bunch of things. And here's my enamel dots. Okay, so there's 60 on this little sheet. And honestly, I should probably cut some of this out, but I guess I'm not going to, since the whole point of this challenge is to use the enamel dots. You are going to sit and watch me put all these enamel dots down. And I will use every single one. Now, the only sad part is this sheet of enamel dots had every color except the very light turquoise and the pink. So I did not have those two pieces or those two enamel dot colors. So those stripes will not get any enamel dots. But every other stripe will get enamel dots. And it's tone on tone. And I really do like how this looked. These little enamel dots here are a little bit frosted underneath. I don't know how to explain it except for it's kind of translucent-y, but with a frost-looking thing. It's not like a solid color. I mean, it's solid, meaning you can't see through it, but it's got like a little bit of a translucency to it, if that makes sense. And Saturn is very interested in what I'm doing. She's definitely rubbing her head on me. She wants love. I give her a couple of kisses while I'm doing this. I don't know, it's one of those days. I had to go outside and work in the chicken coop most of the day, so she's been up here. And whenever I come up here, she always wants a little bit of love. I guess because she's lonely sometimes, and I hate that. But we were all outside, so nobody had a friend today. Oreo was by himself. The dogs were by themselves. We were very, very busy. We did finally get all of our chicken spaces set up, you guys. We got the main coop, what we call the main house, has got... Big Boy is our big main rooster. He's the one that cock-a-doodle-doos all the time. He's kind of the biggest one. He kind of fluffs his chest. You know, he's clearly the dude in charge. So he's got the girls. There's 4 hens. And then we have one rooster that was just small. He's way smaller than the others. We're calling him Junior. So we left him in with Big Boy. The other 5 roosters got put into the bachelor pad, which is where the goats also stay. And that's been the most complicated part, you guys, because the goats are smart. We were trying to put little small holes that the chickens could get in, but not the goats in order to, for their food and water. That did not work. Those goats did you know that goats can army crawl? I don't guess I knew that. Those darn little goats scooched down and got in those tiny holes. And we're like, how did y'all even do that? So that didn't work. So then we ended up trying... putting up a little barrier. No, that didn't work. We ended up building these funny little feeder deals that are like made out of PVC with an elbow and then some wire going across it so the chicken's little beaks can get in there, but not the goat's faces. So we're hoping, fingers crossed, you guys, fingers crossed that works, because other than that, we're not sure yet. That's what we found on the internet. We tried red peppers in their food, or not red peppers, crushed red pepper, the seasoning, because I was reading the goats don't like it, but the chickens do. Didn't matter. Goats didn't care. They ate it anyway. Okay. So anyway, yeah, that was pretty much today, except we also built the babies. We call them the babies. It's the silkies. We have some little bantams, and we had 6 of those. They're a third the size of the other chickens, the barred rocks. So they have to have their own space. The barred rocks were just going to eat them up, y'all. So they have their own little space. We built them in a little space. And they're so cute. I'm not going to lie, they're adorable. They're so beautiful, too. They have these really beautiful feather markings. I will end up doing a layout about them because now that they're kind of wandering around. We have one his name's Runt. And y'all, the fences are all kind of connected and touching. So he can definitely see into the main house chicken's space. And he squares up, you guys. And he is, again, a third of the size of these other chickens. And he cock-a-doodle-doos too, but it's this little tiny baby cock-a-doodle-doo. So that's what I spent my day doing. So this is the end. After doing all that, this is the layout I got to finish up. So, but I tell you all that to let you know that's why Saturn's probably wanting some love here. As you can see, I've been putting all those enamel dots down and working my way around, and I'm down to the last couple here. So these are going on my layout here, and I'm going to use 60 enamel dots. The challenge was to use 50, but I figured in for a penny, in for a pound, and so I went ahead and added all 60 to my layout. And yeah, I think it looks beautiful. I think it's got a great little texture to it. And I love this layout, actually. I'm really, really happy for the only photo to be an airport board. I think it's kind of cool. So let me do a little slowdown here so you can kind of see the layout. You can see all the little goodies and the stickers and the enamel dots. There's all those enamel dots, you guys. And yeah, I think it turned out cute. So don't forget to check out the playlist below. Let's see what everybody else did with their enamel dots. And hopefully we have enough people joining us. I know a few people are like, well, I don't have enough enamel dots. And then a few people are like, oh, no, I don't want to do that. But they will. They will. So check out the playlist. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we will see you next time. Bye.